Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we have another Playoff Talk live show. Today, ladies and gentlemen,
Sure.
and I'm joined by Velma from Scooby Doo here today, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you guys make sure you guys say hello to the Scooby Doo character here to my right. Um, but ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing today? We're gonna talk some basketball today, and have some fun. So let's get it. What's up, Karam and Denzel? First two people in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we did this. I want to say a week ago exactly. It was the last time we did this, and we talked about the game sevens that were coming up, which was interesting. We talked about some other things, some teams that got eliminated. So today we're going to reflect on those game sevens that we last talked about. We're going to talk about some things that are going on currently in the playoffs, and we're going to have some discussions about the NBA draft lottery. So should be interesting. Should be interesting. So
Sir.
Karam says
Yes.
I like. He says I like the Mavs. Uh, he says something by the way. He said I like the Mavs too, but they blew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we're gonna talk about that game too here today. But corrupts, bro. How are you doing today, sir? How are you doing
I'm
today?
doing good. I got my chicken fajitas from my favorite Mexican place. So I'm living the life right now. If anybody wants to see, I'm making my tortilla right now. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I gotta eat. I did eat Wendy's also, so I'm just being a fat ass today. But I
Mm-hmm.
deserve it. I deserve it.
Mm.
No, no kizzy.
Okay. So corrupts.
What's up?
Now we had a lot to talk about. Also, too, I do want to talk about some of the comments from Mr. Patrick Beverly after we talk about these game sevens because those are interesting as well. But corrupts. We last time we were here, we predicted the game sevens of last week, and both of us had the Suns coming on top in their matchup and the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, that didn't happen. That was not the case. We both were completely wrong. The Mavericks advanced and the Celtics advanced. So, what was your thoughts on those matchups?
Um. Well, first off, with the Bucks Celtics game, it's pretty simple. The Celtics were just the better overall team. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like Giannis was clearly probably the best player in that series, in my personal opinion, besides the last game. But Drew Holiday, who was inconsistent throughout, especially offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like besides Drew Holiday, who did they really have on their team that was stepping up for the entire series?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, the Celtics is a divisional. I mean, not divisional. Is a defensive team. Has
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and everybody's healthy, mostly healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like with Chris Middleton being out before the series started, I predicted that the Celtics would win because they didn't have Chris Middleton. I think that if Chris Middleton was there, it would have been a different story. But
Mm-hmm.
you have to play with what you have, and the Celtics were just the better team that series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. As far as the Celtics series goes, I think they were just a better overall team, especially when you look at what Chris Middleton not being there. They really didn't have that true second option in the scoring department. Disappointing because when you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis is going to show up, but the Celtics, with the depth that they have, with Marcus Smart being there, Jaylen Brown being the number two option, they have help around their star player, which the Bucks did not show that they had help around there. So I think that was the difference there. And the Suns, I mean, collapse at home like that was disappointing, man. That was definitely disappointing. I mean, when you look at
Yeah.
it, they are the defending Western Conference, well, were the defending Western Conference champions. And a lot of people had them even winning the finals this year. Had a 64 win season. And when you are the best team in the league, the number one seed in the Western Conference, you got a game seven at home. You have to take care of business. Well, Luka Doncic in the first half scored the same amount of points as the whole Suns team. That was terrible.
27 points. That's crazy. That
Um,
when I looked at the score, I was like, I couldn't believe it. This
couldn't
man
believe
Luca. Oh my goodness, he's on a different level. He's on a different
And
level.
you want to know the thing I hate the most, or what I'm more disappointed in the Suns the most, is
Yeah.
that Chris Paul was just non-existent from game three of that series on. He was non-existent. Non-existent, completely non-existent. When you look at Devin Booker, he was there, but he definitely wasn't at his best. And all the trash talk that Devin Booker did to Luca, all the things that Chris Paul does, you would expect them to come out at home in Game 7 to take that win. But Luca just he owned the Suns in this playoffs. And it's just terrible.
The Suns just look like they kind of just. I heard there was like an argument that, like the day before or something like that.
Mhm.
I know they had like some issues apparently. I don't know, man. It just kind of like halfway through the game, it looked like they were just done. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
They just they're done, and they brought Lil Wayne went there too to see his boy Chris Paul play. That's crazy. He got
And he
blown out
talked all
that
that
bad.
crap. Lil Wayne talked
Oh
all of
my
that
god.
stuff to Luca, bro. How you talk so terrible to Luca just
Oh
for
my
him to
goodness.
just, oh man, that was terrible. But last thing about the
Pepper,
Suns,
I don't know about that honestly. It was games. Giannis by himself brought that Bucks team to Game 7. Chris Milton was there. They needed that scoring creation,
shot creation.
shot creation, scoring creation. I am off today. Shot creation from Chris Middleton that they didn't have with any other player. I mean, Giannis is Giannis, right? But he's not an outside shot creator like Chris Middleton is. So
Yeah.
they needed that, and Chris Middleton was injured. So I think they would have won. But I mean, at the same time, those Celtics are an amazing team, amazing defensive team. So
Mhm. You want to know last thing about the Suns? That was probably DeAndre Ayton's last game as a Phoenix Sun ever.
yeah,
Um, they just couldn't get anywhere on contract talks, and then Monty Williams was asked why didn't DeAndre Ayton play a lot in Game 7. And he said it was just like it was kind of like a business decision. It sounded like that's just kind of the decision we made. So DeAndre Ayton, his quest in free agency may begin because that just definitely was not a good end to his playoff career with the Suns. So,
yeah. Well,
but
what like teams do you think would be looking at him, and would you
oh,
like to see DeAndre Ayton on?
the Dallas Mavericks because they need a. I think they need even though the small ball thing is working, kind of having like Maxi Kleber as that stretch five shooting a lot of threes. That is working now, but you do still need a good rebounding and defensive big man. And Ayton is not the best defender, but he is a good rebounder. He can be a lob threat, and he's just a big body inside the paint. So I think if the Dallas Mavericks have to look at that because they really have no paint presence there. Um,
Yeah.
Also, I mean, the Chicago Bulls also too, because you look at Nikola Vucevic, he's probably going to be traded this offseason. So if he does go, they're going to have to fill in that hole at the center spot, and they also need a bigger body because Vucevic, he's not really a presence inside either. He's more of a center who likes to shoot the ball. He's kind of like just a stretch big himself. And Vucevic needs to go to a better system that works for him because the Bull system just it wasn't working for him. Like it's sad to say that the Magic system was better for him than the Bull system when he literally wanted
Well,
out of the Magic.
if Vucevic goes to the Mavericks, isn't that kind of like the same situation? Not exactly, because Vucevic is like an actual center, while Porzingis was kind of like a forward center thing. But like,
Mhm.
wouldn't that kind of be the same thing? You know, not amazing, not like great defensively, but he's a good offensive like shot creator, center, stretch big.
Well,
Not
if
with
Vucevic goes
Porzingis.
to the Mavericks, that really only improves their rebounding. I'm sorry, really.
Yeah,
But
but
as far as
I'm just saying like the problem when that kind
Mhm.
of like create the same problem they had before.
Similar, yeah. Also with Aiton, I mean, where else could he really go? I mean, I think
Spurs.
Dallas, the Spur, he could. Even though I am a Jakob Pertl supporter, shout out to Jakob. I think he's very underrated.
That's so cool.
But I mean, Aiton, I think is an upgrade. He's younger, a little bit better, obviously higher upside. So it's Aiden does have a few options out there. Also, too, we're probably gonna talk about that next time we get on here. But another center that could be on the market is Rudy Gobert. Because we all know I don't think him and Donovan Mitchell playing another game together again. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
agree.
sure the Jazz would definitely take Donovan Mitchell over Rudy Gobert. In that.
And
So
you'd be surprised, honestly.
well, yeah, you would be surprised, but hey, we'll see what happens. Shout out to Rudy Gobert, the longest tenured Jazz player currently. But
Yeah. He was the last year with Gordon Hayward, right? Like he was
yeah,
like 1 year with Gordon Hayward, and
yep.
then they left, and then Gordon Hayward left to the Celtics.
Celtics. Corrupts. And after the conference finals, a day later, my guy
Oh
Patrick
my
Beverly.
goodness.
I mean, look, ESPN knew what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. Patrick Beverly criticizes Chris Paul. Corrupt. What did you think about this whole thing?
Honestly, I don't really know to think about it. I haven't really like read into the situation like fully. Like I don't know everything that was said.
Mm-hmm.
But like, honestly though, I kind of find it funny and hilarious. Like I kind of like it. You got like this banter and shit talking back, going back and forth. So like, I know some people don't like Pat Beverly because of like the way he acts or even the way he plays or whatever. But I think we low key need this though. There's a lot less of this shit talking and smack talking that than what we previously had back in the day. There's a lot more, like teamship and all that kind of stuff. Team sportsmanship and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I like what Pat Beverly's doing a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think it's necessarily true what he's saying. So
yeah, he called Chris Paul a cone on defense. That is tough.
Which is actually not true. He plays good defense for his size.
Definitely for his
Not
size.
Not Pat Beverly defense,
but yeah, I think it's funny. I mean, the part that got me really was the fact that he said he called Paul George, and he was like saying like no one fears the Suns, and Paul George said nobody's scared of the Suns. That was the funny part to me, honestly. He said no one fears the Suns. And then first he wasn't gonna say it, but then he called out Paul George. He said, "Yeah, I called Paul George last night, and he said nobody's scared of the Suns, bro." That's tough. I mean, to be a 1 seed and to just for no one to fear you like that is kind of crazy. I mean, you're a 64 win basketball team, the 1 seed in the West, and players are talking around. Our players are calling each other, talking about how they don't fear you, how you're frauds. That's just funny. But hey, man, Patrick Beverly, look, bro, if you would like to come to the 76ers, that would be nice.
Oh my god,
just some recruitment,
bro. You've been down bad since you've been down bad on free agency since the 76ers, bro. What the hell,
bro? Huh? The 76ers?
Oh my gosh, Iverson. How you feeling, bro?
Man.
How you feeling, bro?
Man. Never thought we'd see this guy again.
How you feeling, bro? How are your Suns doing the play? Oh,
oof.
yeah, there's a guy named Luka Doncic who came by Death Valley.
That's tragic.
Not Death Valley. That's LSU. What the fuck? My bad.
But enough with the Patrick Beverly and Christopher Emmanuel Paul III talk. We must move on, Corrupts. We must discuss the conference finals. We have a game tonight, by the way, between the Heat and the Celtics. It'll be game 3. That series is tied 1-1. The Warriors and Mavericks series is a 2-0 series in favor of the Golden State Warriors. But before we get into that, Iverson's comment says DA's bitch ass ain't gonna be here no more, but he can continue to play his video. Oh, he's talking about DeAndre Ayton. That's tough.
Oh.
That's tough.
DeAndre Ayton, man, he's just. Can we say that's like a bust pick? Like as a number 1 overall pick?
I guess as the number 1 pick, he hasn't lived up to it. Like he's still like a top
for the
10
Suns.
pick.
For the Suns.
Yeah. Like he's still
I don't know how good he's gonna be after he leaves the Suns. Maybe it's just like a Suns thing. He doesn't like the Suns. He doesn't like Phoenix. He wants to go somewhere else. Maybe he'll play up to that number one potential.
Mm-hmm.
But what's up, Rhea? But for the Suns, that was a bad pick.
But to be a number 1 overall pick, you got to at least be an all-star, and he hasn't even made an all-star game yet. So, what's up, Rhea? How you doing? But listen, bro. The conference finals, we got 2 series going on here. Yeah. A lot of blowouts, but we finally got a good game yesterday. So, Corrupts, let's start with the Eastern Conference series. What do you think about it so far?
Man, I don't know. I want to say that I still think the Celtics are going to win, but I think it's be closer than a lot of people think. A lot of people are going with like the Celtics and 6 and stuff like that. And they're saying that the Celtics are clearly the better team. And people are starting to know a little bit more about like Jimmy Butler, like this playoff run that he's having right now. But like to be completely honest with you, I don't really know how Miami can get it done when we have guys like Bam Adebayo not showing up as he should, or not playing up to the way I think he can play. Right? You have certain guys just being inefficient. Kyle Lowry's injured. I just don't see how the Heat can come back. But I do think that this will be a close series throughout. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout one game, then blowout the next game. But I do know that I think it's going to go to at least 6. I think I'm going to go with 7 games. But I'm going to stick with the Celtics, though. Let's stick with the Celtics strong. They have the better offensive power. And, of course, their defense is number 1 in the league right now. So I'm going to go with the Celtics.
I think I'm going to stay with the Celtics here. I'm going to stick with them as well as I picked them in the series. Because I think what they really needed was to just win one road game. And they did that here. They tied up the series in Miami.
Yeah.
So they did what they were supposed to do. I agree. I just think they had the better offensive firepower. I just don't want this series to be blowout one game, blowout the next. I hope we can finally get a good game this series because I don't know, man. There's just been too many blowouts, too many one-sided affairs throughout this series. And I hope it isn't that way. But I think Jimmy Butler needs some help from Bam Adebayo. And even though the Heat got past the Sixers, they got past the Hawks in the first 2 rounds, but it was not because of Bam Adebayo helping out. It was because Jimmy Butler and Max Strus helping them out the first 2 rounds. Bam Adebayo, where are you at, my boy? You're a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, an all-star level player. We've seen him put up good games, 20, 25 point, 10 rebound games, so it's not like he can't score. He's just not being aggressive. Where is Bam Adebayo?
And surprisingly enough, Victor Oladipo has been stepping his game up ever since he's gone to Miami. He's been pretty good. He hasn't been Victor Oladipo, but he's been, like a good role player, a good player off the bench for that Heat team.
Yep, been a really good. Him and Tyler Hero coming off that bench is very, very great for Miami.
Wow.
And he's not like you said, Oladipo's not all-star Oladipo anymore, but I mean, the fact that he's been playing better and better and he's starting to look like a sign of his old self is pretty good. And the Miami Heat, luckily, they can still manage to win games with Bam Adebayo doing nothing because Max Strus can step up on any given night. Obviously, you got the 6th man of the year in Tyler Hero. Victor Oladipo helps out, so you do have help. But I just want to know what happened to Bam Adebayo because the only good games he had in the playoffs, he was defended by DeAndre Jordan. Other than that, even against the Hawks, when Clint Capella was banged up, Bam Adebayo was not aggressive. Now he's matching up with Robert Williams, and he's just not aggressive. Bam Adebayo needs to wake up because if the Heat want to win a championship, he's going to have to step up. Like I said, this dude, he's made all-star games. He's been in Defensive Player of the Year conversations, and that's just not showing. It's not showing at all. Like Kevon Looney's having a better playoff than him, and it's sad.
Oh my gosh.
Sad. And we might have to talk about him because he's been actually really good in these playoffs. But I just want Bam Adebayo to step up because, this could be a really good series, but he's just been terrible, man. But
that's funny.
Reyes says, I'm going to raid Corrupt's house, steal the fan behind him. Corrupt, that's Corrupt's only fan, bro. That's his only fan, bro.
It keeps my house warm. I mean, cold.
Cold, yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, it is Florida, but weird things happen there, bro. But
we have
this match.
I chose the Celtics to win, so I don't want to hear anything.
Oh yeah, B-Hub. Yup, you can't be mean to Corrupt. He chose the Celtics to win. But
by the way, Celtics are going to win tonight.
Yes, I agree. I think
first game home.
Mm-hmm. So Corrupt. Let's transition to our next series. Warriors and Mavericks.
Yes,
this series is 2-0, but this is the only series. This is the series that didn't have 2 blowouts. It was only 1 blowout in this series. But what do you think of this series so far?
It's the Warriors, man. It's the Warriors. They're back. Their dynasty's not finished. Oh my gosh, Steph Curry is Steph Curry. They're having a pool party over there. And Draymond Green is getting technicals and getting kicked out of games, fouling out of games. That man, the Warriors are the Warriors again. And Klay Thompson's back too. Oh my God. I cannot wait. If this Maverick series goes to game 6, It's over. It's
Come
over,
on,
bro.
If
It's over.
if the Warriors are up 3-2 in Game 6, come on, bro.
It's
Like,
over.
come on, it's over.
Any Game 6 scenario that's happening, I'm taking Clay to win it.
That's why I have the Warriors winning the championship in 6, bro. Klay Thompson Finals
Klay
MVP.
Thompson. Oh my God! If Steph does not get MVP, guys, on Klay
Especially if
Thompson.
Steph does what he did last night, putting up 32 points on 54% shooting.
Yeah,
If he does that in the finals and they say Game 6 Klay MVP, bro, I'm gonna feel bad for him, bro.
man, but it's the Warriors right now. Everybody's hitting. When everybody is hitting, they're. That's the Warriors again, bro. Jordan, even Kevin, even Looney is going off. And yesterday it was Moses Moody. Shout out my guy Moses Moody. I loved him coming out the draft. It was my guy Moses Moody was going off a little bit at the end yesterday. Dude, this Warriors
game out.
Bro, the Warriors team is stacked. And honestly, bro, they're kind of replicating what the Spurs did, their dynasty, on a bigger level. Because what the Spurs did, they had David Robinson, then they got Tim Duncan, and then they rolled with those guys, and then they drafted Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, and then they drafted Kawhi Leonard. But what the Warriors are doing, the Warriors got in this all-star lineup, and then they drafted, and they're developing another, like, coming up all-star lineup
like
with Jordan Poole, Jonathan
Kuminga,
Moses Moody.
If James Wiseman was healthy, he could be a part of this, dude. Like,
I guess Looney, because maybe he's going to start becoming 20-20 guy. 20 rebounds, 21 points.
Yeah, and what I like about this series, I mean, Steph Curry, this dude, hold on, before I get into the series, Steph Curry, you disrespectful. Every single time the Warriors close out a game, he does this, bro. He puts the team to sleep. That is disrespectful. You know how, as the opponent, Steph Curry hitting a shot against you and then just walking off the court, bro. That's just, come on, dude.
It's like, Steph though. That's Steph.
That's him. They call him the babyface assassin because he looks so.
It's Game 6. They're up by 2 points. He's a 3. He's shimmying his way down the court, bro. That's just Steph Curry.
And he looks so.
I see it, Rhea.
So nice, bro.
It,
Steph Curry looks like this little innocent, nice guy, bro. This dude is
he's a dick.
He's a dick, bro.
Bro, I would hate to play against a Steph Curry-like player, like in real life, bro.
Yeah,
that is so annoying. He just hits every 3, and then he's just like shimmying his
and then you can't do nothing to him because it's not like he's not like disrespecting you. He's just being good, bro. But Steph Curry, I mean, last night 32 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yeah,
like I said, 52% shooting. I mean, that's Steph Curry. He's starting to elevate his game in the playoffs. Klay Thompson shot 6 for 10 from the field yesterday, was very efficient from the mid-range. And you know what I noticed about Klay Thompson's return? His three-point shot has been up and down, but his mid-range game has been actually better than I think before. I love what he's doing shooting from the mid-range. And then you get 21 points and 12 rebounds from Kevon Looney. A double-double. This dude, I don't know who he think he is, bro. But Kevon Looney right now is just...
How was Looney out playing Bam Adebayo? That's right. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Like, what he's doing right now for the Warriors, being a rebounding machine and then putting up 21 points, I think this Warriors team right now is great. And then off the bench, Jordan Poole with 23 points and 5 assists, that just completes it. So you get Klay Thompson shooting 60% from the field, Curry with 30 points, 21 and 12 from Looney, 16 from Wiggins, and 23 from Jordan Poole. This team right now, playing like how they are, look like the Warriors of old, right? With Steph, Klay, and Draymond.
2015.
With some extra role players like Looney, like Poole, and Andrew Wiggins.
Right now, they look better than that 2015 team.
They do. And they're more experienced, and they're just this Warriors.
Only Steph played like MVP stuff. Oh,
if Steph comes out in this series and plays like MVP Steph, we're really gonna see because the Mavericks were down 2-0 last series. If the Warriors win Game 3 and go up 3-0, and Steph plays like an MVP, the Warriors, I already have them as my favorite to win it all. But I might lock them in to win it all because the way they're playing right now, it's great. It's great basketball.
You know what? We've talked all this stuff about the Warriors. Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about the Mavericks real quick.
Yep.
This man, Luka Doncic, bro. He may not win the series. I don't think he
Mm-hmm.
will. But that man, Luka Doncic, not only has he been playing great, phenomenal run that a lot of Mavericks fans will remember,
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely moving up the ranks, and he's showing why, the new players are here and all the old players are moving out.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul, Kevin Durant,
Mm.
LeBron.
Whew.
They're saying all the new guys are coming here. It's Luca, it's Giannis. I'm talking about John Morant. All the
Ja
new guys are
Morant.
coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing a new shift in the league.
Hey, it's the 20. It's not the 2010 era no more. It's the 2020 era,
2020s.
and it's great right now. And Luca, I mean, what he did yesterday, and I know it's a loss, but 42 points in a playoff game. This dude
Yeah.
averages like 39 points per game in elimination games, the
Yeah.
highest points per game in elimination games of all time. Luka Doncic on defense yesterday getting 3 steals. The Dallas defense was terrible in the second half, but Luka was trying his best on both sides of the floor. We know he's not
Yeah.
a great defender, but 3 steals for Luka against that Warriors offense is impressive.
It's good.
So I love what he did. And I also gotta give credit to Jalen Brunson, 31 points. Him and Luka are just carrying this team, bro. Luka and Brunson is like if Luka has an off game, Brunson's going off. If Brunson has an off game, you can count on Luka Doncic every single time. Him and Brunson, the Dallas Mavericks better resign him this season in free agency because I think Luka and Brunson, you put a great big man with them, bro. They could be one of the best guard tandems in the future, bro. I love what these guys do. Brunson, I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be a great number 2 option on a winning team. So
Yeah.
with the Mavericks, they're not winning right now. They're down 0-2, but this is something they've seen before. They were down 0-2 to the Suns, and they were able to come back. Now they're down 0-2 to the Golden State Warriors. So we'll see what happens in Game 3. But even if the Mavericks do lose the series, I think them making it to the conference finals with a lot of young players on their team, I think
Yeah.
this is kind of a win of a season for them. They're not winning right now, but I think this is a overall win for Dallas right now, and I love it.
Yeah, and I know that we're probably going to talk about it more later on, and probably talk after this next topic when we start just asking questions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think Luka Doncic has moved up when it comes to the NBA. There are certain players that
Mm.
before this season, before these playoffs, you would not say is worse than Luka. But now, maybe maybe you're gonna have to start considering that. Maybe you're gonna have to start accepting that Luka is better than some of those players.
Hey man, I can't wait for this one, and I can't wait because after this season is over, me, Corrupts, and maybe Josh will be ranking our top 50 players.
50,
50
50,
players,
yes, 50,
yes.
50 players.
But
Raya,
Corrupts. What
Raya,
were you say?
you know what, Raya? That's an interesting idea. If everybody in the chat, do you think I'd look good in John Morant dreads?
Nah, I
What do you
think
think? What do you mean?
I think
I think I'd
for
look
some
sexy.
people, I
I
think
think I'd
for
look
some
sexy.
people, certain hairstyles are just not it, right? Dreads just for
I think I
you,
can pull it off.
bro.
I
You
got
probably look better in the Island Boys hair, bro.
it. I'm
I'm
an
an
island boy.
island boy.
Bro, do not bring that back. That's what
Nah,
shit was stuck in
bro.
my head for like a month straight. Oh my goodness.
But Corrupts, bro.
Yes.
Now we talked about the playoffs, but we're not
Yes.
done, bro. We gotta talk about the NBA draft lottery.
Draft. Wait,
Yeah.
Spurs
Which
time. It's off-season time. Let's go. And well, the 76ers too, but they're not in the lottery.
we're not in the lottery.
So,
Yeah.
they just,
So
suck and in the playoffs. So,
so Corrupts. We will
yeah.
also be doing a mock draft stream sometime when after the season's over, right?
Oh, hell
We got,
yes.
but in order to do these types of mock draft, we gotta get the lottery. We got to get the draft order first. So Corrupts. First off, the Magic get the first overall pick. They have to go. It honestly doesn't matter who they go. It really
It doesn't.
honestly, if they go Jabari Smith, great. If they go Chet, great. If they go with Paulo Banchero, great. It really does not
Yeah.
matter. If they pick someone like freaking Benedict Mathurin, which I like, but it's gonna be a reach. Just don't do something like that. Which
Yeah.
it's the Magic. Who knows? But
Yeah. the Magic, they could go with any direction. Chet Holmgren and Jalen Suggs were teammates in high school, so maybe go try to bring those two back together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Paul Bencuro is Paul Bencuro. A great finisher, great driver, and he's probably the most NBA ready, I think, out of the three, personally.
Yeah.
And you have
Mm-hmm.
Jabari Smith, who's an amazing perimeter, everything, perimeter defender, perimeter player, needs to work in the paint and in the interior. But I mean, all three are in contention for the number one overall pick, anyways, and Magic will decide the rest of the draft. So honestly, every pick will decide the rest of the draft. And yes, Karam, the Thunder did get a massive win. They have both the 12th pick and then now the second pick in the NBA draft.
Speaking of
NG, what do
speaking
you
of
think about that?
I like what the Thunder got because yeah, you didn't get number one, but you still got two picks in the lottery, and that is a win. Because when I'm looking at the Magic right, or the Thunder, I'm looking at
Yeah,
all right, you're gonna get Chet, Paulo, and or Jabari, right? Well, let's just say they get Jabari Smith, or let's just say whoever they get, right? They get one of those three. It doesn't even have to be a specific guy. Then you come back at number 12. Now you're talking about guys like maybe like Jay or not Jaden. I mean, maybe you're talking about guys like Benedict Mathurin being there. Now you're talking about guys like Johnny Davis being there. Maybe yeah, now you're talking about guys like that who they can get at the guard position. You pair one of these guards up with Shea and whoever you get at number two. I like the direction that the Thunder are going, and this is the first time since they've done all this, sell all their good players for draft picks type of thing. This is the first time that now we're starting to see this stuff work out. They have a million draft picks, and these are just two lottery picks. They probably got like three picks in the 20s too, in this first round.
yeah.
But I like the
They
direction
actually,
they're going, and
I think they have three in the second round, actually.
this is where they're about to start going
Yeah.
off and getting their guys. I love the direction they're going. And you want to know what's so funny about the Thunder? They have these picks, right? And they're going to use these picks. But if they draft this year's draft and next year's draft, they still have enough picks in the future to trade for a superstar if they wanted to. So like I said, I love the direction the Thunder are going, and we're gonna see how this works out. You get the number two overall pick and 12 overall pick. I like it, and I think this is a great situation for them.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I'd probably go with a wing player
Hmm.
and with that 12th overall pick for the Thunder, mostly
Hmm.
because I feel like they're gonna get a big with that second overall pick. So if they go into wing player like maybe Ochai or
Ooh, Ochai.
Tari Eason, something
Eason.
like that at number 12 would probably be more interesting for them because
Hmm.
yeah, they have what Jeremiah Robinson Earl,
Earl and
Basley,
Lou Dort.
and I mean Lou Dort. I don't know if you'd really consider him a wing, more like a shooting guard, but yeah, there's a lot of options they can go there.
Yeah.
Um, I think the biggest thing of the draft lottery, though, was the Sacramento Kings jumping from, I believe it was 7 to number 4.
Hmm.
Now we know what the Kings franchise is in shambles, right? Honestly, I think it's the worst. I think it's the worst ran franchise in the entire league. Um,
Hmm.
like number 4 is an interesting spot because obviously I think at number 4 the best available would be Jaden Ivey,
Jaden
right?
Ivey.
But
Hmm.
you also have guys like Shaden Sharp and maybe even a Keegan Murray if you want
Keegan
to
Murray.
go for him with
Mm.
that fourth overall pick. And honestly, realistically, the this draft pick is very interesting because the Kings. First off, I don't want any. Jaden Ivey and Shaden Sharp going there is interesting because they already have Davon Mitchell and De'Aaron Fox, and that poses kind of like another guard problem I guess they had with Halburn.
Hmm.
But I mean, at the same time, I wouldn't worry about it because you're trying to get a superstar player, and I think Jaden Ivey or Shaden Sharp could have that upside to be a superstar. So,
Hmm.
well, what do you think about the Kings though? Jumping up, getting the number 4th pick.
They're in a good spot, but they're in a weird spot too. And like you said, the best available player at number 4 expected to be another guard. And when you look at the Kings, look, you can take best available, and I love Jaden Ivey, by the way. But I think I just don't know, man. You would have at this point, if you are going to draft Jaden Ivey, you have to make a business decision and draft, and you're going to either trade De'Aaron Fox. You're gonna have to do it because if you're gonna draft best available, you gotta trade Fox because there's no way you're gonna just run into the same guard problem you had with Halliburton, Davion Mitchell, and De'Aaron Fox. So if you're gonna draft Jaden Ivey, you got to get You got to trade away Fox. Now, if they go Keegan Murray, which I would like for them to do that because, I mean, you they don't really have a forward slash big man in there that's really dominant. Especially they traded away Marvin Bagley because that experiment failed. So so you got that going. You kind of replace Marvin Bagley with Keegan Murray. I would actually like that. I would actually like that you make that decision because as I do think Jaden Ivey is going to be the first guard off the board. I don't know when that first guard is going to go, and I don't think it is Sacramento. I don't think they will go into that same kind of guard carnival thing, even though they probably should go best available. But I don't think they're going to have just a revolving door at the guard position. And let's be real, their franchise is stupid. They might even take I don't know. They might even take Drew Timmy with the 4th overall pick. Who even knows, bro? Because it is the Sacramento Kings, but they're in a good spot because you got a top 5 pick, and obviously a top 5 pick, you don't want to complain. But they're also in a tough spot because the best available player is a guard, and a guard is not necessarily what you need the most. So
Yeah.
they got a decision to make.
And if somebody,
I guess it's a good problem to have, but
if somebody drops down, guess what? You get to pick one of the top 3 prospects. If somebody reaches, if like the Orlando Magic are like, you know what, I want Shane Sharp or I want Jaden Ivey instead. You get one of the top 3 prospects. Another thing that I found interesting was the Pistons getting kicked out of the top 3 and getting the 5th overall pick. Yeah. And honestly, while it does suck, I think that it's actually kind of fortunate for them a little bit. They don't have to really worry about, who should I draft at number 3, yada, yada, yada. They have a lot of directions they could go with this pick. They could trade back, get some more draft picks or maybe get a young player or whatever. Or they could get, whoever's left. If Jaden Ivey goes, you still have Shane Sharp and Keegan Murray to choose from, and maybe even AJ Griffin if you want to go with him. And if one of the other prospects fall, like let's say the Kings do get Shane Sharp because they like his upside more than Jaden Ivey, get Jaden Ivey paired along with Cade Cunningham. I mean, I think the Pistons are actually a really good spot. And the Pistons, I think, is the team that really is going to decide the entire – is really going to decide, like, the rest of the draft, honestly. Because if they go Shane Sharp, Keegan Murray, I think, personally, that means personally, I don't know – actually, you know what? Let me not get into that because that's more of like a NBA prospects and NBA draft conversation, not just the draft lottery itself. But I think the Pistons, control the rest of the draft, and that's going to be like, okay, this is where things start changing because I think the top 3 picks are solidified, and I think number 4 should be Jaden Ivey. So yeah, and then of course, the rest of the teams, Pelicans got number 8, the Blazers got number 7. Pacers got number 6, and then we got the rest of the teams. The Hornets have 14th. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of picks. Anything else that pops out to you with the draft lottery, MG?
I like the Pistons. I like what they have because they have options. And they honestly just got to see whoever's left out of the top 4. Because they're at least gonna have Keegan Murray, Shaden Sharp, or AJ Griffin available. One of those guys are gonna be available. So you can go honestly any route there. The Trailblazers are interesting because you can't go through a rebuild with Damian Lillard. You kind of have to just reload and retool. So I want to see how they use that pick number 7. So that's gonna be interesting. I do think at number 7 they would get a guy like AJ Griffin or Ochai Agbaji. I think that's an option for them there. But other than that, I feel like the Spurs, if they don't get one in free agency, they're probably gonna get like another big man or forward or something. The Wizards, they just need to draft best available. If they're gonna keep Bradley Beal and try to build something around him, go best available. Knicks, just go best available. You're the Knicks. Don't overthink this. And that's kind of it for the rest of the draft. The Cavaliers having a lottery pick is so cool because they are on that like borderline playoff team / playing team situation, and they're going to get better. And they have this draft pick. I like their position. But other than that, outside of the top 5, 6, everyone else should just go best available. Best available.
Yeah.
And I think the Spurs.
I would slightly disagree with that. I think there are certain teams that shouldn't. But yeah, for the most part, everybody. it is interesting because there's certain teams that need certain needs. For example, the Hornets, they
They need
desperately need
man.
a big, so they're probably gonna get a big earlier than where you probably would rank them.
Oh, you know what? They could trade up with the Pistons and get a
Maybe,
big man. If
maybe, but
because
what
of
would they
Keegan
trade away
Murray,
though? That's the thing though. I
they
mean, they
would
have
trade.
another first round pick,
They
but
would
they'd have
trade
to trade
away.
away a player.
They would trade away this 12th overall pick, and they can trade away like one of their bet. They can check it. Like they, for example, they can trade away the 12th overall pick and Montrezl Harrell, go up to number 5 and get Keegan Murray at
I,
5.
I, I don't think that's enough. I think it'd have to be somebody like actually important to the Hornets, like maybe Kelly,
Kelly, oh,
maybe Kelly
Oubre, like
Oubre,
yeah,
something like that. That's what I'm
PJ
thinking.
Washington, someone who's
PJ
younger.
Washington, an
Yeah,
actual like forward
but
that they
if
need.
they because they
But
really
I
don't
don't
have
think I
anything
don't
big.
think the Hornets will trade, and I don't think the Pistons are going to trade it. I don't think the Pistons would trade with the Hornets. Mostly because if the Hornets are going to try to get a big and they're trying to draft up, they're going to try to get into the top 3 to get a big. Like Keegan Murray is cool, but I would not trade away my first round pick and another young player to get Keegan Murray personally.
Keegan Murray. We'll see. We'll see. Hello, big play Slay. Hello. But corrupt. Before we move on, who do you want the Spurs to get at their pick specifically?
Um, Spurs have the number 9 pick in the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ways we can go with this. Even though I know you like Pirtle, and I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Pirtle's not the answer at center, honestly. I like Pirtle as much as the next guy, but we do need a better center. So we could go Jalen Duren. I am lower on Jalen Duren than most, but he is still a valuable pick at number 9. I am eyeing at like maybe reaching this a little bit and getting a guy like Jeremy Sohan, my bad, or Tari Eason, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
a defensive-minded kind of big that we could work with, that we could develop. That's kind of what I'm thinking about right now for the Spurs. Number 1 right now, it's a close tie between probably Tari Eason and Jeremy Sohan. Mostly because I don't think the guy that I really want, like the top guys I want, are going to be there. Like I don't think Adrian Griffin. I don't think Keegan Murray's going to be at 9.
Mm-hmm.
Benedict Mathurin would be interesting. We could get him, but at the same time, though, I don't know if the Spurs. I mean, Benedict Mathurin, he'd be cool.
I got a
but
question.
What's up?
Mark Williams.
At 9, that is crazy.
You think that's crazy? I have him going top. I have him going in like from like 13 to 18 in that
To
range.
be fair,
15s.
with the 13th pick, I have the Hornets picking Mark Williams.
Yeah, that's where I about have him going, like from like 13 to 18.
But Mark Williams at 9, that's crazy. Especially if like Jalen Duren's not off the board yet.
So you would take Jalen Duren over him? Okay, and you would
over Mark Williams?
Mark Williams, because you said you're low on Jalen Duren.
I think it's close personally, but I think Jalen Duren is slightly the better prospect. I think Jalen is slightly the better prospect.
So did you say you were interested in Tari Eason or no?
Yeah. Tari Eason, he needs to work on his left. Holy crap, he needs to work on his left. But besides that, he's a good prospect. A couple of things they need to work out, but he's a young guy, so that limited minutes in the NBA. Rhino, yo, corrupt. Can I?
Go ahead, you got it.
Okay, yo, corrupt. Do you think we should trade up? The Spurs trading up is something that could happen. I don't really know what we'd trade though, honestly. I mean, we have 3 first round picks, so honestly, that trade, if we're trading up to the top 3 or top 5 or whatever, then it'd probably be the number 9th pick, one of the 2 other first round picks, and probably maybe a player like Devin Vassell. Even though I wouldn't really want to trade away Devin Vassell, at the same time though, for a top 3 pick, it's worth it. I think we're going to try, but we're not going to be able to get a top pick or trade up in the draft.
Yeah, I don't think you guys trade up either. There won't be a lot of trade.
But we're going to try though.
I'll see like maybe 1 or 2 trade ups happening max in the lottery. Like that's the max. But Corrupts, I got some questions for you, bro.
Yes.
Because I've been seeing some things lately. You might be seeing some things too. People, and this is gonna talk about more of the NBA fandom and the state of where the NBA is where you have all these analysts and fans throughout social media. They react and they rank players off of one series, off of one playoff run,
Yeah.
off of one game, right? I seen after game one, Luka Doncic is a fraud. I've seen after game two, Luka Doncic is top five. I've seen it all. I've also seen that Kevin Durant is no longer a great player because of he had one bad series. I've seen it all. So one of the things I've seen Luka Doncic being top five. So my question to you is: Luka a top five player after this very playoff run?
It's hard because like Luka Doncic, what he's doing is top five worthy. Like in the playoffs right now, I don't know if I can name three players but playing better than Luka Doncic. To being completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, though, there's also players who one haven't played, or two did miss the playoffs and just didn't have a good team out around them at all.
Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James.
Yeah, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, who I'm thinking of, and I'm like, okay, if first off, if Kawhi Leonard comes back with that Clippers team, I'll spoil it right now. They're my early 2023 champions, the Clippers, coming back with Kawhi Leonard and that team, and then LeBron James is LeBron James, right? So it's kind of like, ooh. And then of course you have Giannis, KD, Steph Curry, and you can even argue Jokic if you want to go with that, or Embiid or something like that.
Embiid, yeah.
But
I mean,
what do you think, MG?
Here's my thing with Luka Doncic, and I love Luka, by the way. I like Luka. I think he's an all-world talent. Luka being top five is interesting because LeBron just came off a season averaging 30 a game, so he's still my top five. Kevin Durant, I don't care. He got swept in the playoffs. He's still top five. Giannis is top five. So those three are already locks. Me and Corrupt had this conversation. I would have Jokic, Curry, and Embiid. Those guys around the top five. He would have Kawhi Leonard over some of those guys, whatever, right? But your top 5 to 7 would be definitely LeBron, Giannis, KD. Then you start talking about guys like Steph and Kawhi. Then you might see some Jokic and Embiid. Those are 7 players, right? Where does Luka fit in all of that? Because that's top 7. First off, I wouldn't put Luka over Jokic because, yes, Luka has been great, but Jokic is a 2-time MVP back-to-back. How do you put Luka over him over one playoff series when Jokic has literally won back-to-back MVPs? That's just interesting. That's interesting.
Interesting.
You can have Luka over Embiid. It's fine. I wouldn't, but obviously I'm a Sixers fan, so that's that. But you could have Luka over Embiid. I wouldn't argue it. I'm not going to cry over it. But having them over Steph, even though that is a debate, and we're going to get to that in a second, but having them over LeBron, KD, or in that conversation with KD and Giannis, I don't know if he's top 5 overall yet. I don't know. He's definitely top 10. He's definitely top 10. But top 5, I don't know.
So I don't think it's really close at all. I think Luka's just better than Embiid. I'm sorry, but he just is. I'm sorry, MG Nas. It's gaming. I just think that way. Jokic and Luka, personally, man, that's hard because Jokic hasn't had a good team around him, and when he did, he went to the Western Conference Finals. Did get, it was not a close series between him and the Warriors. I mean, the Lakers in that bubble. Mm-hmm. But honestly, Luka is playing phenomenal right now. I mean, I'm going to say he's 6th. And I'm going to say like a 6A, 6B type thing. Because him and Jokic, I think, are like close neck and neck. But I don't know. Maybe it's just my stubbornness in the back of my mind, my subconscious stubbornness. But I just can't get the feeling of, like, I need to see Luka. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to stick with my 5 guys that I did before. Remember we had that conversation? Mm-hmm. I'm going to stick with LeBron James. I'm going to stick with KD. I'm going to stick with Kawhi. I'm going to stick with Giannis. And I'm going to stick with LeBron James. I'm going to stick with those 5 players right now as my top 5. In no order. Then I have, like, Luka and Jokic at 6, 7, whoever you want to do. And then Embiid at 8. And then everybody else.
Tatum at 9 and whatever
Yeah,
after that.
yeah. And we
Okay.
shouldn't really spoil it, MG, because
Yeah, we're gonna
you're on
rank
a
our
top
top
50 in like
Mhm.
2-3 weeks. So I don't
Mhm.
really know if you want to be saying any more than that, MG. But
Mhm.
yeah, Luka Doncic, he could be a top 5 player after this playoff series. Let's go. The playoffs is not over yet. I don't know,
Over.
but I'm saying this: Luka's coming. Luka's
Oh
coming.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Luka's coming.
All right. This question is not centered around Luca, but his name will be brought up. But it's about the point guard position. Is Steph Curry still the king of the point guards in the NBA?
Right now, I said Curry was top 5. I said Curry.
So you have him.
Um,
You think he's still the best point guard in the league?
so it's tough because who's playing a better series right now, Steph or Luka?
I think. All right. So I think individually,
Yeah.
Luka's putting up better stats, but Steph is doing great and is involved and is contributing to winning. And
Yeah.
Steph has been more clutch than Luka this series.
Yeah.
But Luka's had a better like statistical and individual series,
Yeah.
so it's hard.
Which, to be fair, when your team is not as gifted as it is as the
Mm-hmm.
Warriors are, you're going to be taking most of the shots, right? I mean, he has
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson, but you're still going to be taking most of the shots.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Curry's the best point guard in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
Luka Doncic is second though, with like
Yep.
confidence. Luka Doncic is a close second.
Mm-hmm.
And if Luka Doncic somehow beats Steph,
With this Warriors
if
team,
Luka Doncic goes to the finals, guys, he's top 5. I'm just spoiling that for you right now. He's top 5. I don't care what nobody says. If he goes to the finals with this Dallas team, he beats Steph Curry and the Warriors. He's a top 5 player. He's a top 5. Maybe
yeah,
even higher than that, honestly.
I still think Steph is the best point guard in the league.
Yeah.
I think now, yes, Steph Curry. Hold on, and I'm gonna pull this up, bro. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Steph Curry. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's the only NBA jersey I have that's not a Sixer jersey. By the way,
Really?
but yes, yes, and the only Warriors jersey I will probably get for a while. Steph Curry this season had the worst season of his prime, putting up 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists a game. He is the best point guard in the league, bro. He's still the best point guard. I get
Yeah.
the overreactions I hear that Ja Morant's better. Love Ja, but no. No.
Ja Morant's like what, fourth, third?
Fourth, third,
Fourth?
maybe, depending on what you think about Trae Young. Ja Morant, no. I think Luca is a second. And I think
Steph Curry's over.
then you got Trae Young. I'm not ready to
You're in
sit
top
there
5.
yet either. He's top 5. And then
Oh,
you got
Kyrie Irving. Shit.
Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie just played basketball enough, I think he would actually still be number 3. I think because when you look at when Kyrie did play this year, he had a 60-point game and a 50-point game in the same week. Kyrie still has the same talent. And it's just that he obviously, due to whatever reason, he just doesn't play. He just doesn't play enough. So, but if Kyrie was playing, he'd still be top 3. But I just think, the overreactions of, Trae Young or Luka or Ja Morant, not yet. I think I agree. I think Luka's the closest right now when it comes down to the younger guards coming up. But I do think Steph Curry is still the best player in the league. And I'm glad that we could agree on this because, it's I've been seeing a lot of
We need
overreactions.
to disagree on stuff, though. You got to
Yeah.
disagree on something.
Oh, we
Jesus
disagree.
fucking
Oh,
Christ.
when that top 50 list comes out,
Oh my
just
God.
by hearing the conversation we had a few minutes ago, I already know I'm gonna disagree on
Oh,
something.
you are. Yeah, I knew when I said, "Oh yeah, Luka clears Embiid." I knew you were pissed. I could hear the pissed off thing that you had in your mind. You got
Where
this
do we have
motherfucking spear chucker right here. I can't believe he said that.
I was next? Where do we have CP3 in our point guards? So I have Curry, Luca, Trey, Ja. I want to say Kyrie Irving because I think he's a little bit more skilled than Chris Paul, but he just doesn't play enough. So I'm gonna have Chris Paul at 5. I will have Chris Paul at 5. If Kyrie played, he would be even higher on this list. But I'm gonna have Chris Paul at 5. I'm gonna have Chris Paul at 5. There's 4 point guards.
So I think it's so close. Like besides the 2,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trae Young, John Morant, Kyrie Irving, Chris Paul. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Chris Paul might be out of the top 5. Tell me all right
Like I
now.
said, Kyrie Irving is really like.
Oh my
hard to
God,
judge.
Damian Lillard.
Dame, he can't.
Yo,
Even
point guards are
point guards are stacked.
yo.
Point guards are stacked because when Dame comes back
There.
healthy, we got to see how Damian
That's
Lillard
8.
plays. That's 8.
That's 8 like great top 20 players just named right there. They're all top 20.
Top 20.
Even Chris Paul getting old in age, he's
still like around that top 20 range.
he's still around top 20. We're not forgetting nobody else, right? I swear to God, if I hear somebody be like, oh, this player, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be pissed.
Nah,
who else are we
Russell
forgetting?
Westbrook's washed, right? I'm trying to think of all starting point guards. Yeah, no, we're not forgetting like no one else that's like on that level or close. But yeah, Dame is like the only one we forgot about. But okay, so we can agree Steph's still the best point guard. Also, two corrupts, if you want. Also, I know we're gonna do our top 50 players. We can do our positional rankings again, or we can like review them too on stream.
We can review them, and then during stream we'll discuss what our
see
positional
if we would
rankings
switch
is.
anything. But
Telling
corrupts
you right now, bro, it's changing. It's changed. It's changed. Point guard. Oh my goodness.
Point guard is. But corrupts. I got another question, bro. How many superstars are in the NBA? And I asked you specifically because you are the most strict when giving out the label superstar.
Yeah.
You can be an all-star. You can be a star. You can be a borderline all-star. You can even be a borderline superstar to this man. But he is so strict on giving away superstar. Like, this is a superstar card. And, like, when Luka and, like, Trae Young are reaching out, he's like, wait. Like, he is so strict with it, dude. So, how many superstars do we have currently in the league?
So, when we had our conversation, how many did I say there were last time?
I believe less than – I think
it was less than 10.
10.
It was less than
7? 7 or 8? I think
it was 8.
8.
Yes. It's 7.
It's 7 now. Okay.
I'm sorry, MG. It's Giannis, LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard. Even I know he's been out for a year, but Kawhi Leonard, Luka. I think Luka now is certified as a superstar. Nikola Jokic at 7. So, obvious name that's not there right now is Joel Embiid. And it's not even like he plays at a superstar level. He plays. It's hard for me, honestly. It really is. Because I know people are going to say, oh, if he wasn't injured, this, and this, and this. But at the same time, though, I think that when you're evaluating a player, injury has to be a part of it. And I think that when I consider Embiid's injuries, I cannot say that he's a superstar compared to the other players. Tatum is close also. You know, Tatum and Joel Embiid are right there. I'm not going to say Tatum is a superstar yet, especially with the team that he has around him. But, you know, if he wins the finals, goes to the finals, wins it, you know, or just simply plays amazing and out of his mind against the Heat, I might have to be forced to say Tatum is a superstar. But as of now, I'm gonna leave Tatum just outside of it, though. Just outside of it. And I'm still debating on putting Tatum there anyways. I don't want to say, you know, until his playoff series, his playoff run is over, I do not want to be like, yes, he's a superstar. No, he's not a superstar. So I'm gonna wait on Tatum. But yeah, I only have 7 superstars in the NBA.
Hold on, I'm grabbing up my I'm just doing some quick research as I hold up.
This man MG.
Because you obviously by the laugh, even before you started listing them off, I already knew what you were going to do. I already knew this. By the way, Embiid is a superstar, guys. You don't have to listen to what that guy says.
Okay. Wait, was that Embiid? You said Embiid is a superstar?
Embiid is a superstar. So when we're evaluating Embiid's game. Obviously, he plays like a superstar, so I don't even have to debate that. But if we're gonna evaluate injuries, right?
Yeah.
We have to Embiid over the last, let's say the last 5 seasons, 68 games, 51, 51, 64, 63. So he's played more than half the season for
Mhm.
every year except for his first year, which he actually played, right?
Yeah.
But we have like guys like Kawhi Leonard who also plays 52, 57, 60, 9 games the year before that, and then hasn't played over 70 games since 2016. So why
Yeah.
isn't Kawhi Leonard getting the same injury treatment when him and Embiid have basically been playing the same amount of
You
games
wanna know?
for the
You
last
wanna know
5 years?
why, MG? You wanna know
Why?
why, MG? Because
Why?
MB does not play at Kawhi's level.
But they both have, if they both have played at superstar levels, and obviously there's
But there's
different
different
levels.
tiers to
There's
that.
different levels of superstardom. I agree. But
Because
if they're both playing at a superstar, you agree Embiid plays at a superstar level, and then you
yeah,
evaluate injuries into it. Why aren't
yeah.
injuries valued the same thing? A superstar is a superstar. Yes, this guy might be better than this guy. Obviously, LeBron may be better. But if you're evaluating a superstar, every superstar level talent is in the same bracket in some way, shape,
Mhm.
or form, no matter who you have higher or lower. Why isn't
Mhm.
the injury thing? And we had this conversation with Klay Thompson, and obviously Klay Thompson, he's not a superstar, so that I can
Yeah,
give
that's
you that.
different.
But if we're going to evaluate guys for not playing games, Kawhi Leonard definitely should be coming down then, because he's played 60 games in 2018, 57 in 2019, and then 52 in 2020, and then didn't play at all in the 2021-22 NBA season. So over the
Yeah.
last 4 seasons, he's played less than, I want to say, 200 games, where in the last 3 seasons, Embiid has played almost the same amount of games, over the last 4 seasons, Embiid has played more games than Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah. So hold on. I don't know what to do about that. But so that argument, it's fair, right? But at the same time, though, here's what I have to say to that, right? One, I'll go back to what I just said. Kawhi Leonard, I think personally, when he plays, is just better than Embiid. He just
That's
is.
fine.
Huh?
I said that's fine. That's cool.
Okay. And two, what I will say is that he's won a championship, right? A part of my thing is, right? Part of my thing is, right, that for you to be like the fastest way for you to become a superstar, right, is to play a superstar level and win a championship. It's the fastest
Okay.
2 ways to do it, right? And Kawhi Leonard has done that, right? And also, Kawhi Leonard almost did that with the Spurs before Zaza, Mr. Pachula, was a dickhead. But no, Kawhi Leonard plays at a high level, right? He does do load management, right? Which is kind of interesting because yes, he misses games too, but that's just because he wants to rest more, not necessarily due to. Yes, he does get injuries. He gets more injuries than like Steph Curry, LeBron James. Well, I wouldn't say it now, but like before, I'm talking about before the season that Kawhi Leonard missed the entire year. But Kawhi Leonard, a lot of those games were load management. He just rested. He didn't really particularly have injuries per se. Well, Joel Embiid did have. I'm pretty sure he had at least 1 or 2 injuries that put him out for like a couple weeks every single year he's been in the NBA, right? Kawhi Leonard has injuries, but but he doesn't have for like a lot of the seasons he just load manages, especially with the Clippers that the year after the bubble, right? Before he got injured in the playoffs, all that season was just load management and all that kind of stuff. And plus, Kawhi Leonard plays at a different level, yada, yada, yada. And when it comes to Embiid, he does just get injured more than Kawhi Leonard. You can agree with me on that, right?
I guess. Go. Yeah.
You guess? It's just a yes or no question. Does he get injured more or not against compared to Embiid?
Sure, corrupt. Sure, bro. Sure.
Sure. Okay. So that is why that's why it's a difference between those two. Also, the Klay Thompson. I already talked about this. Klay Thompson
We're
missed
not
2
talking about
seasons,
Klay
bro.
Thompson. I
I
mean, we're
know,
not
but you
talking
decided
about.
to
I
name
gave
drop
you
it.
that one.
You decided to name drop it.
I
Klay Thompson missed
literally
2 seasons, dog.
I
That's
literally
different.
I
Kawhi Leonard
literally
missed
just
1 season.
I literally
1
just gave
season.
I literally said 5 minutes
And
ago.
it's
I gave you
come
the
on,
Klay
bro.
Thompson. I gave you the Klay
Oh,
Thompson conversation.
I'm just saying. You keep my
But
freaking Klay Thompson
I,
up. Keep on name dropping him. We already know what we already talked about it.
5 minutes ago. I said you got the Klay Thompson one, bro. I literally say you got it, bro. That's yours, bro. Ain't nobody see Klay Thompson. He about to go win a championship, bro. He don't care about all of this, anyways.
That's
bro.
funny. Is Klay Thompson a top 20 player now?
My thing is
he back? Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
He's not.
We literally have an entire stream dedicated to that later on. My bad.
He's not fully back, but my just thing is with this conversation is yes, Embiid does get more injured than Kawhi.
Don't quotate. That's true. Don't do this. Don't do this. It's true.
But when you look at it, it doesn't matter like why he's out. The bottom line is Kawhi misses games and Embiid misses games. And over the last 4 years, Embiid has played more games than Kawhi Leonard while playing at a superstar level over the last 2 years. I mean, he's coming off the seasons over the last 5 years, averaged 30 a game, 28 a game, 23, 27. So there's nothing wrong with the way he plays, how he plays.
Yeah.
He's been an all-star the last 5 years in a row. He's been playing at a superstar level for the last 2 seasons, put himself in MVP conversations, just had the healthiest season of his career. And his last injury obviously wasn't his fault because, Siakam is an asshole who doesn't know how to stop throwing his elbows at everyone. Fuck you, Siakam. But
the Raptors 76ers rivalry, I love that.
But I feel like with Embiid being fairly healthy over the last 2 years, hasn't had an injury that's kept him out for the season since 2016. Yeah. He's been playing at an MVP level over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I just don't get why he can't be a superstar when he literally meets all the requirements.
You know why? You know why, MG?
Why?
You know why, MG?
Why?
He doesn't perform in the playoffs as good as Kawhi does. He just doesn't.
Okay, Kawhi's one of the most clutch. It's a lot of guys in the top 5 who doesn't perform as much as Kawhi. I can argue that Steph has
because Kawhi Leonard is literally in the top 5. Exactly. Wait. Hold up. You just brought up Steph. Look. People underrate Steph in the playoffs.
Y'all don't even know. You even know I could have said Steph Curry is the greatest player of all time, and you didn't even know that, bro. But no, what I'm saying is Kawhi is obviously he's clutch. He's probably more he's more clutch than some of the guys we talk. He's probably more clutch than Steph. He's hit more clutch shots than Kevin Durant in the playoffs. I'm not debating that Embiid is a better player than Kawhi. That would be foolish. I'm saying I'm just bringing up an example because you talk about injuries. A guy who is considered a superstar.
Yeah.
Who's been out longer than Embiid over the last 2 years, has been missed more games than Embiid over the last 4 years. Why can't he get similar? I'm not even saying the same exact treatment. He can't even get similar treatment. And even let's take Kawhi out of this conversation. Let's just talk about Embiid himself. He has met every requirement to be a superstar in this league. He played almost 70 games this season, with averaging 30 points per game, being top 2 in the MVP conversation. Last year, it was a shortened season. Played, again, 70% of the games last year, putting up 28 points per game. Great stats, MVP conversation. The year before that, All-Star. The year before that, averaging 27 points, being an All-Star. And being an All-Star the year before that as well. Joel Embiid has done nothing over the last 2 years but get more healthy, become more in that superstar conversation, but you still leave him out of it. And the only important games he missed this year was 2 games in the playoffs, which he then came back and clamped up Bam Adebayo for 2 games before Jimmy Butler said, fuck you. But Bam Adebayo has been dog shit the whole playoffs. But, I just had to throw that in there for my agenda pushing skills. But, but in all seriousness, Embiid I think he's done everything he has to do to be a superstar. He's been more healthy. Basically didn't even get injured this year. He was only out 10 games due to COVID, which, that was the whole damn league. So, I think he's done enough. I don't even want to compare his injuries to Kawhi because that's just playing a tit for tat game and that's going to go nowhere.
Yeah, of course.
But I just think him personally, he's just done enough to be a superstar.
See, to me, right, when I discuss superstardom, right, one of my top requirements for being a superstar is to being like number 1 option on a championship level team, right? And I'm not talking about could be, I'm talking about like you're either very much in contention, like you've been to the finals before, or you're like right there, or you've won the finals before, right? So like And Kawhi Leonard has done that. So I can say for certain that Kawhi Leonard is a superstar. But there's a lot of players who play like a superstar but never get it done. Maybe it's because, they just never reach that level, or because, they just don't perform that well in the playoffs when they need to, right? And, we learn later on that they were not as good as we thought that they were. I don't want to do that with certain players. That's why I'm very, very strict on with calling players superstar. Luka Doncic, what he's doing right now with the Mavericks, and he's in finals contention right now, a couple games away. I have to put him as a superstar. And Jokic, I cannot deny his ability and his skill. So that is why did you just call me Dixie enormous? So that's why I have those guys. But the 5 guys, the other 5 out of my 7 superstars have won the title. And then the championship guy and the number 1 guy on the championship team. And a finals MVP besides Steph. Which kind of sucks.
All right, well, Steph's not superstar. Nope, no finals MVP. Nope. but
seriously though, I'm very strict when it comes to superstardom outside of, the guys who've won a championship as number 1 guy and clearly plays a superstar level. So, and yeah, Luka is a superstar, but it's kind of obvious what he does with the Mavericks. His team is so depleted compared to every other. What's up?
He hasn't won a championship.
Yeah, but if you make the finals though, and you play number 1, but he's right there, bro. I said that there's outliers to everything. There's outliers to everything.
Exactly. So,
for example, Allen Iverson for a couple of years, he was a superstar. He made the finals.
Yeah, but Luka has the final. And I think Luka is a superstar, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just to be clear, but
and also Luka's it's not done yet. But I think it's very tough because, like I said before, I think Tatum and Embiid are in the same category to me. They're right there at superstardom, but I just need to see more, or I need to see something else.
You have Luka as superstar, but not Tatum. When Tatum's been a great number 1 option, has made way more conference finals than Luka Doncic has, and has proven to play.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Oh my god.
No, because I'm going off of your criteria now, Kurots.
Okay.
I'm going off of your criteria now.
First off,
Jason Tatum has. It was only 1 season he made the conference finals where you could argue he wasn't the number 1 option, which was that year.
Because he made it
specific season, but they made it to conference finals against LeBron, and the year he dunked on LeBron, he wasn't fully at superstardom yet. But they made it to conference finals that year. They made it to conference finals, I believe, the year after. Don't quote me, but they definitely made the conference finals in a bubble where he was playing at a great level in the playoffs, literally winning the Celtics games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So if Luka's a superstar, by your criteria, if Luka's a superstar, then Tatum should be as well. And we're talking about getting close to the finals or making the conference finals. That's what confuses me too about your criteria is that you say this guy, but Luka literally has achieved. When you talk about career accomplishments, and you talk about him and Embiid and Tatum, when it comes to playoff success, he's had less playoff success than Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to career accomplishments, him and Embiid are basically even there. The stats are basically even. And if I'm going off of your criteria, if Luka's a superstar, then Tatum should definitely be there because he's been the number 1 option on a team that's made the conference finals. He's literally doing it right now, for example.
So the problem with that argument is that he was not playing at a superstar level before these last 2 seasons. Before this season, and last season, he wasn't playing superstar level.
He's doing it.
And I'd even argue that last year he wasn't really playing like superstar level the entire season, honestly. Or even this season, half the year, Tatum was not playing. Honestly, he was not playing.
Luka Doncic started off the year only averaging 24 points per game for the first 2 months of the year.
The thing is, Luka Doncic has been playing very fucking amazing for the past 3 seasons. At a superstar level. He's been playing better than Tatum for the past 3 seasons easily, though.
Oh, I'm not debating that who's better. I'm just saying the requirements that you're giving me, Tatum should be a superstar.
Like I said, though, like I said before, you have to play like a superstar, and Tatum was not playing like a superstar in the bubble run. I don't think so. He wasn't playing at that level. He wasn't playing at Kawhi, LeBron. He wasn't playing at that level to me.
All right.
He wasn't playing at superstar top level.
But he's doing it currently right now, and Luka's doing it currently right now. So they both should be superstars then. That's what I'm saying.
But but here's the thing though. Luka plays at a different level. Besides a half of this season in the playoffs, Luka has been clearly playing at a different level than Tatum was.
clearly.
Come on, bro. Yes.
He's been clearly better than Tatum the
Yes.
whole entire season. There's no conversation about that. You can't debate that at all. Clearly, you saying
Not on this season.
yes.
No, I'm talking about just in general, not just this season in particular. I said besides this season, like half of the season, like January to now, Luka has been clearly the better player. Besides this season.
Right, but you're like I said.
So like before this season, Luka has been clearly playing at a better level than Tatum, at a higher level.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's cool then. That's cool. But your criteria is that you have to prove.
Oh my goodness! Stop looking at the criteria because there's more than just that criteria though.
So what criteria? You want me to go off of my criteria? So I'm not going to go off. If I'm going off of my criteria,
you're not. You're looking at one thing in my criteria. You're not looking at.
I'm gonna break down the whole thing. Your criteria, you need to be you need to play at a superstar level. Tatum has done that this season. He's literally done that this season. Done that in the playoffs. He's played at a superstar level.
Of one season, yes.
A number one option,
but a lot of players have done that.
He's been a number one option on a playoff team for the last 4 or 5 years. Boom. He's a
finals.
Number one option
I said finals.
On this look, it's not a finals team either.
I said championship. I said you can easily be number one option on a championship level team.
So Embiid.
So Tatum has only done that. I think Tatum's only done that for one season.
Okay.
When I think Luka has been you can clearly be like, oh yeah, that's a number one option on a championship team for multiple seasons.
So it has to be for multiple. Okay, so multiple seasons.
It cannot be just one season. I'm not calling Trae Young a superstar after 1 year last year. Come on.
No, but what I'm saying is Tatum has already been. He's been a number one option on a conference finals team already. Yes. And this year he finally proved he's a number one option on a finals contending team already. And if you're talking about could be a number one option on a championship team, then why isn't it be the superstar? Because he's been a number one option. He's proved that he can be a number one option on a championship team.
Has he?
All I'm asking for from
Embiid though
is that all I'm asking. Yes, he's been a number one option over the last 2 years. He's literally top 2 in MVP candidacy in the last 2 years.
No. I'm saying, can he be the number one option on a championship team?
MVP candidates. You don't put guys in the MVP criteria if they haven't been playing as a number one option on a good team this year. Literally, the MVP criteria is MVPs literally go to players who are performing at an elite level on playoff and or borderline finals contending teams. And B was the number one option on the 1 seed in the East last year. So you're telling me this is just bullshit, bro?
And then look what happened. What happened when he faced the Hawks? What happened when he faced the Hawks, though?
What happened when he faced the Hawks? The first 2 games, he put up 40 points on a torn meniscus.
Yeah, then what did he do the other,
Game 7, he put up 30 points on a torn meniscus. On a partially torn meniscus, he put up 30 points, 38 points in the first game, 40 points in the second game, which I went to. Shout out to me. I was his good luck, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. The other games putting up around 25 to 30 points per game against the Hawks. Listen, I'm not saying that Luka isn't a superstar for y'all in the chat. I just want Embiid to get the same respect. And I don't know, bro. I think Tatum deserves the same respect as Luka as well, bro. I think Tatum deserves the same respect. I think he does. So. I think he does, bro.
I think you're a tad bit overrating the accomplishments that Tatum has had over the last couple of seasons.
Well,
that's a bit.
I'm not. I never said he was like this big superstar of his career. I'm just telling you the facts. He's been a number one option on a team that has made it to the conference finals multiple times over the last 2 years. This year elevated that number one option to not just being a star, not just being a borderline superstar, this season even being a superstar on a championship level team. Luka Doncic, who we're comparing him to, has been a number one option, has been definitely a star level player on a team who's been decent. And now he's taking them to the conference finals, just like Tatum is now taking them to the conference finals.
Yeah. And first off, I said that Tatum and Embiid were in the same situation where I do not know if they're superstar or not yet, because I'm still weighing the playoff series that's happening right now for Tatum. So I never said that Tatum is not the superstar. I'm saying that the reason why he's not superstar yet to me is because like I can't say it right now is because he has had only one season in which he's played at such a high level like this.
So
last year he played like this in the playoffs, but I needed to see more. And then Tatum is just. I have to see the rest of the season, man. The season's not finished yet, and I'm still deciding in my head about Embiid. Honestly, you brought up from some pretty good points about Embiid. That's kind of making me switch my mind a little bit about him being a superstar. But I'm still not complete 100% saying that Tatum's a superstar yet. But I'm not saying that he's not a superstar. Also, Jesus Christ, lower it down a little bit, guys. My fucking goodness.
Bro, they know his debate is trash. I mean, what? Huh? Anyways, but sh- hey, we need to give Jason Tatum a little bit more respect here.
What, bro? I give him all the respect in the world, bro. He's been playing like a. This season, he's been a top 3-5 player, bro. But I'm not doing the Trae Young thing, bro. I'm not doing a Trae Young.
What's your young thing?
Because Trae Young was playing like a superstar last year. He was. But I'm not gonna. That doesn't make him a superstar, though.
I'm just looking at some things. I'm just doing some research of some playoff performances of some specific players from recent seasons.
I'm not about to be like, oh yeah, 2020 bubble run when he got blocked by Bam. Yeah, he's not.
That's when Bam Adebayo was playing good and being aggressive. Now anyways, that's Bam Adebayo. Okay.
You know what? We'll get into this a little bit more later when when there isn't a bunch of people dying in the background. What's the next question?
Oh wait, hold on. Brady says Jason Tatum can be top 5 player if he wins it all. Do you think so?
That's hard. That's hard because that's hard because the team around him is so good. Statistically, the team defense around him is one of the best defensive teams throughout NBA history. What are you gonna say, MB?
That means if Tatum wins the title, obviously winning the championship will push him into a great level, but having him clearly over that, because he will have to be over Kawhi, either Kawhi, LeBron, Giannis, Curry, or KD. If he has to take over one of those guys, which I guess if he wins a title, the only guy I can see him taking over is Kawhi, which is a debate, honestly, that people have been talking about lately, which me and Corrupt actually agree on. Kawhi is still better than Jason Tatum. But yeah.
It's very hard for, even if he wins a championship, here's the thing. Why Luka Doncic is a top 5 player if he wins a championship is because look at the team around him, right? Jalen Brunson's been going off. Yeah, cool. Dinwiddie's been cool. They've been some role players they have steps up.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, the Celtics have Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year, by the way, and Robert Williams, and then they also have a lot of good defensive guys like Grant Williams, who's also been, for some reason, just shooting the thing out of that 3 this year.
Bro, for real.
And Al Horford, who are all like great players, and I could really say the only player that you could argue is better than them on Mavericks team is the Jalen Brunson, besides Luka, of course.
Mm-hmm. And
Luka, to me personally, plays at a higher level than Tatum, even though Tatum did add defense to his game. I'm still. It's still very hard for me to be like, yeah, he's a top 5 player, even though he has one of the best defensive teams ever. He has the best defensive team in the league right now, and of course, sometimes he gets outplayed by Jaylen Brown, but I'm gonna just ignore that. So like, I can't really say Tatum's a top 5 player.
Jaylen Brown, they just changed when they want to go off. It's like, all right, Jaylen Brown, is your turn. Jason Tatum, is your turn. In order for Tatum to be clear-cut top 5 after this year, he'd have to win the championship.
And he'd have to play fucking amazing.
He'd have to win a championship, and he have to be at a superstar level throughout the whole run. That means he can't have too many bad games, because we're talking top 5 now. Now we're talking like elite company, right? So we're talking top 5 now. Now we're talking about guys who's literally won championships: Giannis, Kawhi, LeBron, KD, Steph. That's guys who won championships. So Tatum will have to win a championship. He'd have to be close to those guys' level when they win a championship as well. Because, like I said, we're comparing him to a champion like Steph Curry, who's had some solid performances, a champion like Kawhi, who's carried the Raptors to the championship and won MVP with the Spurs. Giannis's championship performance last year literally helped him be a top 3 player, and now this season the best player in basketball. So Tatum will have to have those types of performances in the finals in order for me to say he's clear-cut top 5.
I agree.
Yeah, Jason Tatum. Man, Corrupt got me over here arguing for a Celtics player, bro. I don't, I don't like doing this. But
I literally said this to you before, bro. Those two players, Embiid and Tatum, I still have to think about, and they're in the maybe superstardom era. But to me personally, I don't know if there's ever going to be more than 10 superstars in the league at the same time.
No, not.
I think that's very fucking hard to do.
The top 10 is like the cutoff, like right. If you're not top 10, I'm not really talking about you as a superstar, unless we just have a league where everyone is just that damn good. Unless we got a league where it's fucking Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Bill, all of those guys. Like, unless we got a league with those levels of players at the same time. But even still, like, if my top 10, I would say there's like 8, maybe 9 players in the top 10, but I'm not going over. If you, because there's a lot of people who have like 10, 12 players as superstars, and I'm like, no. Like, for example, Ja Morant, he's not a superstar. Great season. Great season, solid playoff run, not a superstar. I can't give him superstardom.
Ja Morant's gonna have to do a little bit more to be a superstar, honestly.
He has to do a little bit more,
especially with how good his team plays around him when he's gone.
Yes, he's had great playoff performances, but I haven't seen Ja Morant have a great overall series, right? Like, when you look at every player I consider a superstar, the top 5 players have had great series. Jokic has had a great series. Embiid has had great series, obviously, and then shout out to the Raptors. He hit a game-winning shot. Fuck the Raptors again. I just got to say that I said that like 3 times this stream, right? Tatum, he's even had great series. Ja Morant, he's had great moments, but he's also had in the Warriors and Timberwolves series. I don't know if you remember correctly. In the Timberwolves series, he had a game where he had like bad shooting. He shot like 3 for 15 in a game.
It was horrible, yeah.
It was horrible. So I want to see Ja Morant play a complete series, and kind of similar to how Corrupt says it, be a clear-cut number 1 option. And you know why?
On a championship level team. Yeah.
You know why I question Ja Morant too a little bit? And I'm not one of those people who say the Grizzlies are better without Ja, but
it's weird.
It is weird. And when you think about a superstar, every superstar, their team gets worse when they're not on the court. With Ja Morant, it's like, bro, what is
they're like the same level. It's like weird.
Right.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Big Fridge said Zach Levine into the sperms. Haha. Very funny, hilarious joke.
That's my next question, actually. Zach Levine. We
will talk about that after we read the comments a little bit.
Yeah, read the comments a little bit.
Brady says Trae Young is not a superstar. I agree. I think you're alluding back to when I said Trae Young just played a superstar for that one season. I think last season when he made the Hawks go to the Eastern Conference Finals, he was playing at a superstar level.
Definitely. I mean,
that does not make. I was using that to support my argument that Tatum's. I cannot say Tatum's a superstar just yet because he played one season at a superstar level or at that top of level. And also Trae Young's a little bit different because he doesn't have the defense Tatum has, yada yada yada. But
nah.
And Luca says, "I'm the one superstar." No.
You're the lone star at the top. You're the star at the top of the Christmas tree. You just have Luca. All right, so Corrupts, bro.
What's up,
bro? Why are you the way you are, bro? Why are you a hater? Why are you the DeJounte Murray hater, bro? We know you're the biggest DeJounte Murray hater in the world, bro.
What are you talking about? I love DeJounte Murray.
He hates DeJounte Murray, bro.
He's a favorite player.
He didn't even buy his jersey, bro. That's how
I bought 2 of them.
You bought another one?
I have 2. I still have the other one.
You had the other one too? Oh my god, bro! This fool got 2 DeJounte jerseys, bro. You're one of the biggest DeJounte fans. I don't think there's a lot bigger DeJounte fans than you.
Did you saw my retweet of him, right? I retweeted that he was a juvie until sophomore year of high school, and then he switched his life around.
Yeah, bro. Yo, shout out to Jamal Crawford too for helping him turn his life.
Oh yeah, shout out to Jamal Crawford. Old ass motherfucker.
But Corrupts. This is the next question. I've been hearing this amongst Bulls fans mostly. Is Zach Levine worth a max contract? Because this season, he was this year.
Speaking of Zach, Iverson says, per Casey Johnson, Zach Levine will meet with the Mavs, Hawks, Blazers, and Lakers. And what? I don't see the Spurs.
I know. Mavericks?
Wait, whoa. Mavericks?
I love Levine. If I'm the Mavericks, I think Brunson's the better fit next to Luka. You re-sign Brunson.
I mean,
Because
what does Brunson? Why should?
I think he's the better fit next to Luka because he can play off ball a little bit better than Levine. Because when you see Levine, because Luka's going to be ball dominant, and when you see Levine have to play off ball this year because of DeMar DeRozan, he kind of dropped a little bit, and he kind of wasn't the same playing off the ball. So, and I think Brunson can fill that role better. Obviously, Levine's a better player than Jaylen Brunson because he's a multiple-time All-Star and all that stuff. But I think Brunson seems like the better fit than Levine.
I think if Levine's on that team rather than Brunson, the team's better.
And
I say that because I know you say the fit thing, but honest to God, Levine he can play great off ball, and of course the problem is that Levine would have if you add Levine to that team. The problem is that when you start having Brunson's not ball guard. Okay, so I understand what you're saying because Brunson's not ball dominant. Like Levine kind of is. At the same time, though, I'd argue that Levine doesn't really have to be ball dominant to be successful.
I feel like that he doesn't have to be ball dominant to be successful, but in order to maximize,
because he can play off ball.
If we're talking about giving him a max contract, if you're giving Zach Levine a max contract, you're exacting the same Zach Levine you've been getting over the last few years. And him playing off the ball is not worth a max. He can still play good off the ball, but that's not worth a max contract, in my opinion. I feel like that's worth a little bit less than that. Where if you're signing Levine to be your guy, your ball dominant guy, if that's what you're signing Zach Levine to be, that's when he maximizes his talent and he becomes a max contract player. That's why signing him to a max is interesting because honestly, I think it depends on the team, to be honest. Because if I'm Dallas, I'm not spending. I think the max contract is like 190 million worth over 5 years. I don't know if I'm signing a guy for 190 million to play second fiddle to Luka.
So Spurs have been in that conversation for Levine. Would I pay him the max? Yes. I say that because one, we have the money to do so. So it's not like we have to pull teeth out just to get this done, right? The teams on there, it's all supposed to be signed and trade. With the with the Spurs, is you have the cap space to make that. You can make that trade. You can make that work. And of course, Levine would be the number one option on the team, right? And which I kind of like more actually. Because DeJounte Murray has played amazing, right? But I think he plays better when he doesn't have to worry too much about offense. I think this is the max potential he's going to have offensively. I think he can be better off ball, right? And I say that because he doesn't have the three, as the other stars have. And honestly, he's a good mid-range guy, but he's not as good a shot creator. My goodness, I don't know why I keep on saying self or shooting or
but he's not a good shot creator. Some of the other guys,
as stars, as superstars, and shit like that, right? I think DeJounte Murray will play better if he focused more on defense because he was a second all-team defensive team as a rookie. So if he played focused more on defense, which he didn't really do this season. And then, of course, he focused on the playmaking and, of course, the rebounding and getting, the 16, 17, 18 points per game. I think that'd be better for DeJounte Murray. And, of course, Zach Levine's still the number one option. And then, of course, you have 3 draft picks. You know what I'm talking about? So I think it is worth the max for the Spurs.
Yeah, and that's why I said situational because if I'm like the Mavericks perspective, I wouldn't pay him a max. But when you look at the San Antonio Spurs, I love DeJounte. I like DeJounte more as a secondary scoring option and the number one playmaking option because Zach Levine's not a great playmaker and he turns over the ball a lot. So DeJounte Murray as your main playmaker, Zach Levine is your number one scorer. I think that makes the Spurs better, and I think that maximizes Zach Levine better, which will make Zach Levine more playing at that max level than if he was on the Dallas Mavericks. And then the Spurs, I mean, you got a scorer like Zach Levine, right, who could put up 30 points on any given night, right? Averaged like 28 points per game in his best season. Last year, averaging close to 25. I mean, you got a guy like that on San Antonio, DeJounte Murray, who can average 8 rebounds and 8 assists and play all-NBA defense. I think I think that's a good duo at your point in shooting guard.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect duo for
The
San
Dejounte Murray had the most steals this season and averaged the most steals this season. So imagine if he was able to focus more on just not, being a playmaker defensively, but being, an off-ball defender and, actually not letting guys get past him. Because, honestly, there's a lot of times where he starts the game off very amazing defensively. But, halfway through the game, he's just gassed because guess what? Has one of the most usage percentages throughout the entire NBA because he's,
offensive load.
Yeah, he's the only offensive creator that we have in this entire team. Honestly, the other guys play off of the Dejounte Murray. They have to play off of the Dejounte Murray.
No disrespect to Dejounte, I love him, but if he's your number one shot creator, that is a problem. Like I said, number two, being a number two, him and Zach LaVine, perfect. But if he's your best shot creator, not good.
Yeah.
Like I said, if Zach LaVine comes, your primary playmaker is Dejounte. That's I want Zach LaVine to go to the Spurs. If he doesn't stay in Chicago, I want him to go to San Antonio.
I hope so.
I like that fit. I like that fit. Speaking of that, corrupts. I just got a quick question. I just thought this in my head. Who's better, Zach LaVine or Jaylen Brown?
Zach LaVine.
Okay.
And it's closer than people think, I think. But exactly. I'm not gonna let his previous seasons go. I'm not gonna let Jaylen Brown's success, especially since he's on a better team. I think it's closer than people realize. But I'm gonna still go with Zach LaVine.
Yeah, that's tough because we haven't seen Jaylen Brown have a keys to a franchise like Zach LaVine. Like Zach LaVine was the clear cut until DeMar got there. Obviously, he was the clear cut number one option with the Bulls. We haven't seen Jaylen Brown do that, so we don't know how Jaylen Brown is his number one option. But just because we have been able to see LaVine be a little bit better in a number one option role, and Jaylen Brown's more of that fringe number two type of guy. Could be a number one on some nights, but basically a number two, I'd have to still go with Zach LaVine. But I think that's a very close thing, which leads me to my next question. Two number one options. Now, they haven't been number one options on good teams, but they've been number one options on NBA level teams. Zach LaVine or SGA?
LaVine. I'm gonna say LaVine just because of experience and just because he's in the season. He's been. That's hard though.
This is very
shooting
hard.
Guards is gonna be an interesting list. Man, dang, Jaylen Brown, SGA, and LaVine are all in like the same tier. That's kind of crazy.
Would you say Bradley Beal's in a tier with them as well?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm proud of myself because I actually calmed down.
Donovan Mitchell's probably in the same tier as them too.
Oh, really? I think Donovan Mitchell's like a little bit above them.
If he's not, he's right above them, and if he is, he's on the top of that list.
He's on the top of that list. Yeah. Yep. Shooting guard's gonna be an interesting list because I don't know how I'm gonna rank James Harden. I'm thinking right now I'm gonna have Booker.
Question: Maxey is your point guard, right?
Well, Harden is listed as a shooting guard, but he plays the point guard role in our offense, so it's weird. But Maxey technically is the point guard, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna rank James Harden as a shooting guard then. Okay, so Devin Booker is James Harden.
Devin Booker, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, so on. Bradley Beal's gonna be interesting to rank too because he obviously missed the season. And you know how I have trouble ranking people that miss the season because I simply don't know how to judge them. Obviously, and I know there's a criteria to where you have how you judge players that miss seasons. That's gonna be interesting too with Damian Lillard. Yo, I'm thinking about some of these rankings in the top 50 ranking. How are we gonna rank some of these guys, bro?
It's gonna be so weird because outside the top 10. There's so many shooting guards / point guards in the top 20, top 25. It's gonna be so hard, man. It's gonna be so fucking hard, bro.
Is there only 3 big men in the top 20? Because Giannis, Cat, Embiid, Jokic, Embiid,
Davis,
Giannis, Cat, AD. Would you say Gobert's top 20 or
no?
So
I have to think about it.
Yeah, that's what I gotta think about. His defensive impact is And I gotta say something about Rudy Gobert. I'll calm down on the Rudy Gobert hate. I actually got an opportunity to actually look at things from a just a
Yeah, me too.
open-minded perspective. Rudy Gobert has to take a lot of that defensive load, bro. They leave Rudy Gobert out to that because that Jazz, their perimeter defense is just it's not good, bro. And he gets forced to defend point guards. He gets forced to rebound, defend the paint. I honestly, and he has had so many opportunities. Like he's been one on one with against like 6'1" point guards, and they just don't give him the ball. I know Rudy Gobert's not this like dominant paint scorer, but obviously a 7-footer being defended by a 6'1" guard, obviously he can just put the ball in. Rudy
At the same time though, there's been times when like Donovan Mitchell has thrown it up to Rudy Gobert against a smaller opponent, and Rudy Gobert somehow missed it.
Somehow missed it, yeah. But
there's times like that, and like I kind of understand it. There's times like that. There's things like that.
I understand it, but that's
I'll send you the video actually. There's like a video on it, and it was like an entire video, and I'll send you that.
Yeah. Like, and that's understandable, but he's still a big man. You still got to give him a chance.
Yeah,
So
of course.
That's the high. You got to some situations you got to take the high percentage shot, and that's just a high percentage shot. Like, yeah, Rudy Gobert has his moments offensively, but like he is not a bad offensive player. He still averages like around 14 to 15 points a game. So it's not like he's just like a terrible offensive player who puts up like 5 points and all he is defense. So I don't know. I think the Rudy Gobert hate is a little bit too much because, and I know in the playoffs his defense goes down. But that's literally because he has to go up and guard the best guards and try to still defend the paint, which is kind of tough when you're the only good defender on your team. So, and like now, and that kind of helps me understand why he has so many defensive player of the years, is because his impact defensively is just he has to do a lot. He has to do a lot. Brady X is a good question. Where do we defend Jordan Poole? So we're not going to obviously say a lot of our rankings, but Jordan Poole is definitely going to be ranked in that top 50 list we're going to be doing.
Yeah. What's up, Jacob?
Without saying, because I really don't know where I'm going to rank him exactly. He's going to be in the 40s probably, because we can't reward him and Maxey are interesting. They're probably going to be in the late 40s because we can't rank players we can't rank them top 20 because they had one good season when they played like top 30 players. We're not going to rank them top 30. So they're probably him, Maxey. They're probably going to be in like the 40s, honestly. Him.
Also, right now, do you think we can? If people want to join,
yeah, we could drop the link if y'all want to come in here and conversate with the people.
I'm gonna get perfect.
But yeah, Anthony Edwards is an interesting guy to rank as well when we do this top 50 list. Anthony Edwards is interesting too. I like Ant-Man. I think I'll probably rank him in the 30s, but yeah, Jordan Poole probably gonna rank him in the 40s. What's up, Jacob? How you doing, my boy? But yeah, y'all could come talk if you guys would like.
Crap, though, you ready to take your? Oh my goodness, this man always talks when he comes in. The chat.
Steelers fans, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Steelers fans, man. Corrupt. What's your problem with Steelers fans, Corrupt? Why Steelers? What's your problem with Steelers fans, bro? Do you think or what were Jacob specifically in that context?
Steelers fans talk so much, bro. You know how I talk about my football team, right? I like film for the football team, for my high school football team, you know, and I also write and also yada yada yada. Bro. There are so many Steelers fans, dog, and they are talk so much crap, bro. They talk so much crap. We're rivals, and I love it. But at the same time, bro, I am tired of hearing. And it's only Steelers. It's not only Steelers fans, everybody, but Steelers fans the most. They're the worst with the Lamar Jackson jokes. They are the worst. And you know how I feel about my boy Lamar Jackson. So when they talk smack about it, I just get mad when they go like noodle arm or Lamar or some shit like the Lamar running back or some shit like that, bro. I get so pissed off. I hate the Steelers fans. I hate their terrible towels. You know, looks like pea rags. You know, I hate that kind of stuff, bro. I don't like the Steeler fans. And Jacob Fredericks, every single time he talks to me, is to say, "Oh, we're gonna sweep y'all this year. Oh, we're gonna beat y'all. Ready to take your L." Man, I'm tired of you, Jacob Fredericks, and I can't wait for this next upcoming NFL season. Well, my Ravens are gonna be back and healthy.
I think Brady beat shooting guard, but he said this is his list: Booker, Mitchell, Harden, Brown, Levine, Bradley Beal, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is over Jordan Poole. Switch that, and I'm fine with that list. Oh, and switch Harden over Donovan Mitchell just because Donovan Mitchell had one season that he
Anthony
was
Edwards is better than Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, yeah, because Klay did miss 2 years. I think next year Klay is gonna be back to being better, but
Hello?
yeah,
MG.
yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
We cut out for a second. What were you saying?
Oh, I said I agree. I said you got to put Ant-Man over Jordan. I think Klay Thompson will be back next year to his form, but right now you got to put Ant-Man over those types.
Yeah, I think Edwards is better than both Klay Thompson
And I would
Jordan
switch
Poole.
Harden over Mitchell, and I don't
That's
even.
fun, though.
I'm not the biggest fan of James Harden, but just because Mitchell had one better season than him doesn't make him overall better. And I think Harden's obviously still way better.
I mean, personally, last year I'd probably say he had a.
That's.
They had a very, very close season last year.
Close. I would give the edge to Harden on the Nets last year, but that's just me personally. But I'm not mad at that. Other than that's not a terrible list. It's just Ant-Man got to be a little bit higher, in my opinion.
But you know, actually, James Harden versus Donovan Mitchell is actually an interesting conversation because honestly, James Harden. And I know people are still holding on to James Harden, bro. But James Harden, he's just not the same, man. He just isn't. He just isn't. He's still a top 15 player, I'd say. But
definitely top 20. But I just think
this is the last season. This is the last season to prove that he's still a top elite player.
Harden is not a. What do you say? Harden is not the elite 35 point per game Houston scorer, but I think he can still be. He can still. I mean, his facilitating is the only thing that I can say really got better. But he's still gonna be a really good scorer. He's not Houston Harden. Even with not being Houston Harden, if he goes instead of averaging 30 with 8 assists like he did in Houston, if he go and average 25 points and 8 assists, that's still solid. You're still an all-star level. You're just not the best shooting guard in the league anymore, which is fine.
But if he plays like he did this season next year,
oh yeah, that's a
Donovan Mitchell's better.
Donovan Mitchell's better.
And it's not because Donovan Mitchell just plays better. It's more like James Harden's declined.
Yeah, which happens to superstars.
And which would be an interesting conversation. Where would James Harden rank all-time shooting guards? I already know where you'd rank personally.
Yeah, I think I have him at number 4, 5. Yeah.
We should do an all-time position ranking.
Yeah, we could. Yo, we should do that. We should do that with Josh. We
should do that with Josh.
Yes.
Would that be video? Would that be video or film? What do you think?
I would probably because if we're doing all-time positional rankings, we would start with point guard. We would do this over the summer when we got multiple days in that week where we can do it. Because we would have to do point guard, shooting guard. I mean, if we're gonna do it all at one time, it would be on a stream. We can. I kind of like doing things on stream better. Anyways, I don't know why. I just like the streaming atmosphere more than videos. Anyways, even for ranking stuff. But
the biggest problem with that though, is that if we're ranking 50 players, it's better to do it on stream. But if we're doing positional rankings, I feel like we'd go into depth a little bit more.
So
because it's positional rankings, we talk about each position and talk about almost each player kind of in depth more, right?
And
the top 50 players, the top 50 players, we talk very quickly about each player and maybe go into depth about certain players, but then move on.
Yeah,
I guess we could do that with the positional rankings too, but
positional is just different because the way you talk about a position, because you're breaking down that position and what you're required to do at that position, and those players have those type of skills that you just kind of break it down a little bit more. But it really doesn't matter if we do on a video stream. Now we got a Jason Tatum account. We had a Luka Doncic account in here. Now we got Jason Tatum.
That's not even how you say Jason Tatum. That's not even how you spell it.
It's Jayson, not Jason.
I think Jason Tatum has a channel and it has a Y in it. So
he has his own channel. Yeah,
the regular Jason.
Jason Tatum's most videos how to tie a tie, bro. It's godly, bro.
Oh yeah, he probably put Jason Tatum and was like, "This already exists." Damn. Oh, remove the Y.
Luka Doncic said, "No, I'm gonna be fine." Corrupts. We got Luka and Tatum. They're
going
at
the same person, bro.
It probably is the same person.
The same person, just
yeah.
Harden is a fraud. He crumbles in big games.
Brady said you spelled your own name wrong, dumbass. He crumbles in big game. Who, Tatum or Harden?
Harden. Hey,
Yeah.
that all-time position ranking will be interesting.
Yeah,
especially with point guards. Especially with point guards.
I'm gonna tell Josh about that in the top 50 rankings today. I'm gonna text him about that today, bro, because I can't wait, bro. I want to do this. So top 50 rankings are gonna do that when basically right after the playoffs is over. Like whenever we're gonna set up a day, because once the finals is over, school will be over for both of us, so we'll be a little bit more flexible with scheduling things. So
honestly, bro, we should have like a string fest.
For real, bro.
You know what? Maybe we should discuss the. Okay, I don't care. Maybe there's not a lot of people in chat, so we can discuss it. A stream fest where you have like a certain couple of days where you just stream, not like all day, just like 2 hours like we do now. Yeah. One day, this is right after the finals, right? Or the Saturday after the finals, and because it's so close to the draft, right? And we have multiple ideas we want to do. First day, talk about the finals, talk about the season as a whole, recap. Probably a more chill stream the first day. The second day probably would be our most like frantic day, right? Would be talking about oh my goodness, top 50 players.
Top 50.
Right, and then the mock draft, which I think should be around nighttime.
I like that.
I like the nighttime atmosphere. Yeah, I like the nighttime atmosphere for mock drafts.
Yeah.
We do a mock draft to end the stream fest. The mgnasent stream fest. You know what we should do too? And the thumbnail should be like we should make like an album cover and then Nas. Oh, wow. We should do that.
That'd be cool.
We'll talk later about it. We'll talk later about
this stuff.
That's kind of cool though. You like that idea though? You like the idea?
Yeah. So this is what we have. We got mock draft stream that we know we're gonna do. Top 50 we're gonna do, and then then all-time positional rankings.
We'll probably do that.
We'll probably do that in
like July, August.
Yeah, July. Yeah.
Because like when you think about it, like, are we really gonna want to do a top 10 positional ranking for each position, which is basically almost doing like a. It's not top 50 players of all time exactly, but it is semi-similar to that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's hard work, shit like that. And plus, like, there's current NBA stuff we have to focus on.
So yeah, we'll get those done, but it's gonna be interesting. But corrupts.
Is that it?
What else do you have to say? Do you have anything else to say to the people?
Do I have anything else to say to the people? Johnson Murray's the GOAT.
Oh really?
What should my next jersey be? That's the last question I have. I have a DeJounte Murray for basketball. I have a DeJounte Murray jersey, right? Oh, you know what? I'll ask for both football and basketball because why not? So for football and for basketball, I kind of want to go retro. Players that I used to love, that are retired now. The Ravens, I already have Lamar Jackson, Marlon Humphrey, right? So I already know the answer. It should be Ray Lewis or Ed Reed. And then for basketball, that's hard.
Tim Duncan,
Manu, Tim Duncan, David Robinson,
yeah.
Or
if you want to go back,
Tony Parker.
George Gervin. If you really want to go back,
that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
At the end of the day, my dream scenario is to have a house and have an entire room dedicated to his jerseys.
Yeah.
That'd be like that's.
I
like
would have that goals. Like a man cave or something where I like watch sports and stuff.
Yeah. But who do you think I should get? Like personally, to you?
I think you should get Manu Ginobili, and then I think you should get Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
Manu Ginobili and Ray Lewis. Obviously, I feel like you're gonna get a Tim Duncan jersey eventually, anyways. Like that's just bound to happen.
I already have a shirt, so it's
like so
I'll get Manu Ginobili then.
And like I said, it's just bound to happen. You're going to get Tim Duncan jerseys, bro.
Yeah. And to be fair with the Spurs things, with basketball, I mean, I'm gonna get. It's not like NFL. For the NFL, I'm probably only gonna ever get Ravens jerseys and maybe a couple of players, maybe that one come from Auburn or I just fall in love with. Like Tyreek Hill, I'm probably gonna get Tyreek Hill jersey someday, maybe. And yeah, that's basically it. There's not a lot of players in the NFL like, so it's only gonna be Ravens jerseys. But in the basketball, though, I'm definitely gonna get a Donovan Mitchell jersey. Definitely. What should I get? What do you think is the best Donovan Mitchell jersey? Like the ice, you know how like that the icy
the ice
with the
one,
mountains.
the ice one, or just the white, the regular white one?
I feel like because those city edition jerseys are really cool.
Yeah, I like the ice one though. If you could get that one, definitely.
And I also like the orange ones too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other
than Donovan Mitchell, I know you like Bam Adebayo too.
Yeah.
That's
honestly, I like Giannis, a lot more players. I like other players now more personally.
Giannis.
I like Giannis more. I like Jaylen Brown more.
Mm-hmm.
I like DeMar DeRozan more.
Mm-hmm. Would you get? You know what you got to get if you get
John Morant.
I know you're a Spurs fan, but you should get a DeMar DeRozan Raptors, like a.
I would get a DeMar DeRozan Raptors jersey. That's what I would get. And the retro one too. The retro ones too with the purple with the actual Raptor right there. Yeah. I would get that one. I'd get that one. I'd get that one. Or I don't think they have that actually. Do they have that? And DeMar DeRozan? I don't think so.
It depends. It depends if he wore the jersey or not when he was playing there. But you can find that out easily. But corrupt, you know what my next jersey is?
Yeah, I was gonna actually ask about that. The Eagles. Who do you have right now for the Eagles?
You know, the only Eagles jersey I have
like
right
on
now.
The current team.
Oh, I have no one on currently. I had a Carson Wentz jersey, and then he left a season later. Yeah.
That's so tough, man.
And you know what? I have a Ben Simmons jersey too, and he left later. But luckily,
you're so unlucky, bro.
I have a Joel Embiid jersey too, so that evens itself out. And I'm putting an Embiid jersey on the wall. I got to get a new one actually.
You know what I think you should get?
Who?
You should.
And I already have a Stephen Curry jersey.
You should, for the Eagles, you should get. You have a Steph Curry jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know that. I'd actually like to have a Steph Curry jersey just because Steph Curry.
Steph Curry, yeah.
But for the Eagles, man, honestly. I don't know if I'd pull the trigger on AJ Brown just yet. I think I'd go with Darius Slay or Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I love Devontae Smith. He's actually my favorite player on the team right now. I'm gonna
get Devontae Smith. That's easy.
Yeah, my next Eagles jersey is gonna be Devontae Smith. Easy. And my next Sixer jersey is gonna be. I have to get a new Embiid jersey because I can't fit it necessarily. But it's gonna be a jersey I don't have. It's gonna be Allen Iverson.
Oh yeah.
And then Tyrese Maxey.
This man love Tyrese Maxey, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Tyrese Maxey, Jordan Poole, or Tyler
Hero. Tyler Hero. Jordan Poole, Tyrese Maxey.
Tyler Hero's number one?
Yeah, because he's had decent seasons over the last few years as well, where he had like his sophomore slump, but his rookie year and this past year was really good. Where Maxey and Poole have only been good this year.
I might go with Poole. I might go Pool Party, low key.
Okay.
Because Hero's just he hasn't even been playing. He's been playing good this year in his 6th man of the year, but he's been playing worse than those two, I believe, this season. I personally.
This season, yeah. And Maxey, the thing is, with Maxey had to step up.
Maxey's a breakout year.
Yeah, and Maxey, it was tough too because like he had to be a starter this year. He had to be a good starter because Ben Simmons, our other point guard, yeah. But yeah.
I can't believe you got a Ben Simmons jersey and you leave, and a Carson Wentz jersey. That's such tough.
They leave a year later, bro. That's how it works, man.
You should also get a Julius Erving jersey.
Yes.
But MG,
is
that the time?
Yep, that is the time. And we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. We actually just hit it. So everyone sign this card, sign your rights over to the channel so that way we can criticize your sports takes. Everyone sign your rights to the channel so we can criticize your sports takes. And if you sign your rights to the channel, we'll be best friends forever. So sign your rights right here. Sign it right here. Boom. Oh, all right, you guys signed it. Cool. Shout out to Luka Doncic and Jason Tatum for being in the chat. They're totally like superstar NBA players who are talking in our chat right now. So we kind of appreciate that. But other than that, corrupts. Say goodbye to the people.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for the switches, MG. That's not hurting my eyes at all. But thank you guys for coming. Even though it wasn't as active as our other streams have been, I still think it's a very valuable conversation, and some things were needed to be said. We'll probably be back. I don't know when we'll be back. I don't know if we're gonna make this more of a weekly type of thing. But next time we'll be back. Honestly, next time we'll be back, probably be time for the finals preview, finals week. Can't wait for that, and I cannot wait for the plans that we have together, me and Mr. M Jizzle. So hit that like button and hit that subscribe button from MG, because MG's the man. He's Mr. Nas. Hello, Nas X. What? But yeah, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. You better, or I'll find you.
Do it, man. Do it. But ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.